controversial takes on a controversial client. Let's go. All right, everybody. So today I'm going to talk a bit about some bleach root hot takes that I have. And I'm going to be showing you on a client of mine who a lot of people would say you shouldn't even be doing her hair at all. She shouldn't be getting bleach roots. And I somewhat agree and I somewhat don't. Anyways, this is that client. If you guys remember her, then, props to you for being original gangsters. This is a client who came to me earlier this year and she needed a huge color correction done. Her last stylist had overprocessed her hair and a ton of it came off and snapped off. And now we're doing her maintenance for her bleach roots, which she sees me, I think, every 6 weeks for. And we just do her maintenance. So I'm going to take you guys through essentially what it is I do for her and the special things that her hair requires that not everybody else's does, because you've seen her roots. Her roots are actually black. They're like a level 1, 2. They're so black, and she has very thick, very coarse, frizzy hair, which means, yes, it's almost bulletproof, but 2, it's very, very hard to lift to the color she wants, which is like a platinum white blonde. And as you guys know, that's not an easy feat to be done and in a healthy way. So, spoiler alert, there's not really a healthy way to do this because, yes, bleach is damaging. It is bleaching the melanin out of your hair. There's no getting around that. The best I can do here is to try to limit the amount of breakage she has and equalize her porosity and try to keep her hair from being as damaged as possible. Now, we all know that sometimes there are clients who want what they can't have, and that's totally fine. But this client understands what it costs for her to have platinum blonde hair. And I'm not talking money cost. I'm talking about the cost on her hair's health. She understands that. She's been going to someone before me who snapped off honestly a third of her hair. It got so overprocessed and damaged. She said, I still want this. I'm still in the phase of where I need to have platinum blonde hair. I just need to find someone who's going to limit my damage as much as possible. And we still have damage. It's going to happen. There's like a trillion hairs on her head. Some of them are going to break. And I'm not going to pretend like that doesn't happen. Anyone who pretends like that doesn't happen is lying to you in this business. When you're lifting someone 10 levels and there's going to be a few hairs that break. This is not a simple task to be done. Anyways, one of the things that I do to help limit her breakage is using these cotton pads, these cotton bits here. And what I like about them is that they will absorb the extra lightener that goes past where I want it to go. So I lay it right on the line of where I put the lightener, and it will absorb any additional stuff. And it also keeps the head warm and keeps it all insulated. So that's another reason why I really like them. It prevents the air from getting in too much and drying out the lightener around her scalp. And overall, it just keeps everything warm and incubated and cozy and allows for the lightener to just keep going until it's reached the desired level. And so what I do for her hair is I actually don't go beyond a 20 volume lightener. I just start where I start and I finish where I finish. And I usually like to finish on the top of the head because I find all the heat rises and the top of the head section processes naturally quite a bit faster than everything else. So I started from the back today, did the 2 sides, and then did the top as a mohawk section itself. And I found that lifted pretty easily because it all worked together in this uniform, cohesive way where everything caught up based around the heat of the head and how fast everything lifts, utilizing the heat from the head. Clients with naturally lighter hair don't necessarily need this level of intervention by using this much cotton batting and using an ash additive, which I did add into my lightener formula today to add extra cool tones to help pre-tone her hair as it was lifting. And you'll see her lift is just gorgeous. But again, anybody with naturally lighter hair, it's going to be closer to that blonde color anyways, isn't going to have to go through so much to get to that color. However, this is hair artistry and chemistry mixed together. This client wants what she wants, and we are learning about her hair more and more every session. We change up our formulas, we change up our placement, we change up anything that we can in order to make this a better and healthier process for her hair. And as you guys can see, her hair is naturally so dry and curly that yes, it's gonna be super frizzy when we bleach it. That's just the nature of it. Again, she wants what she wants, and I'm not gonna tell her no unless I feel like I can't do it. So I can do it. There is a small sacrifice for some of the hairs that decide not to hang on when there is a smidgen overlapping. But what's happening with my overlapping is not what's happening with the previous overlapping she had. Her previous overlapping was in large segmented sections where a large section would snap off all at once. The overlapping that I'm getting is with each section that I'm doing, there's a couple of hairs that tend to bend and fall into the root application that I'm doing, or a couple of hairs that just kind of get in the way, and individually those hairs will shed away as they snap. And so I'm not losing chunks from sections. I'm losing individual hairs around the head that didn't want to hang on because they got in the way of the lightener. And honestly, it is what it is. I've been told by people that I'm frying her hair and I'm totally destroying it and that she shouldn't be this color anyways and that it doesn't suit her. And honestly, I just don't care about those opinions because me and my client have talked about it. We have a full understanding of what it is that she has and what she wants, and she's happy with the results every time. And honestly, again, it's not really up to you guys. It's up to her what she wants. So if she wasn't okay with breakage or okay with the idea of like things are going to have to be a bit of a learning process for her hair, and I'm going to have to adjust things up each time, then yeah, no, I wouldn't do her hair. I'd say you don't have realistic expectations, but she's living in reality here. She understands what she's giving up to have what she wants. Another thing that I am learning with this client's hair is that its porosity is all over the charts. Her porosity for her scalp, of course, like most other people's, when you get a first scalp bleach, it's going to suck up a toner like crazy, and the other areas won't necessarily do that as much because they've just been not as freshly bleached as the scalp. So her last toner was a little bit more on the pearlescent side because we've been experimenting with which tones suit her best and which tones stay in, which ones fall out, whatever it is. This one stayed in a little bit too much, so I'm just kind of using a clarifying shampoo and bleach mixture for a couple of minutes to try to kind of lighten up a little bit of that. And it did its job to the degree that I needed it to, which is good. But again, because her porosity is all over the place, I decided I was going to experiment today with applying a really, really heavy and nourishing hair mask. So I'm going to use the Amika Hydro Rush mask. I'm going to apply that all over hair and let it sit for a few minutes while I mix up my toner. And what's also going to happen is I'm going to apply my toner on top of it. So it acts almost like a barrier because her hair sucks up a toner and clamps on and does not let go of certain tones. And I'm a little nervous with the toner that I'm going to be applying to her today because she has this pink color. I'm going to be fighting the pink color a little bit with another toner that I haven't used on her yet. And if you know what fights pink, you know why I'm scared immediately. So let's see how that toner works because again, I'm breaking some big rules today with my toner application. The toner that I am mixing today is a mix of 3 toner families, which is hair incest. And I know that's not really a good thing to do according to the labels and directions on boxes, but I don't care. I am mixing together the Schwarzkopf Blonde Me line, the Schwarzkopf Absolutes line, which is a permanent line, and the Schwarzkopf Vibrance line together to curate, sorry, that was my cat sneezing, to curate a toner that works really well for this client's specific needs. And I am applying it to the pinkish areas, the previously toned areas first, because I want those really powerful green and blue tones that fight the pink to be the most powerful the second it lands on the hair on those areas first. And then after a couple minutes, I do apply to the roots, and then it kind of evens itself all out. So the colors I used today were Ice Irisé, and I used almost an entire bottle of that. And I used about a quarter of the bottle of the Absolute Silver, and I used probably like 10 grams, 15 grams of the 10-55 with the 7 volume Blonde Me Developer. The reason why I used all of these is the Ice Irisé has the purple and pink tones, which allow for this beautiful icy pearlescent finish. It's going to do most of our toning work, which fights all the yellow and gold tones. The Absolute Silver has a bit of that greeny bluey tone that is necessary for creating an icy silver color. And that will fight my pink tones and prevent the hair from going too pearlescent and pinky, while also neutralizing any gold tones and cooling it down a little bit more. I'm not using a ton of that one because, again, it's pretty strong. And then I'm just using a little bit of the 10-55 because that 10-55 is going to go in there and prevent everything from going to purple. Because, again, her hair has soaked up color before to the point where it's almost looked pretty lavender and hasn't really let go of that. With these porosity issues, you have to find like the exact right formulation for each client. And that's why a lot of my clients don't get the same toner formulas each time until they've been with me for probably a year, because we're experimenting. We're seeing what's their best possible color for them and what ends up being the right chemical balance for them, because everybody has different undertones, everybody has different porosity levels, everybody has different banding issues, and everybody has different needs. So we're mixing different toners for everyone. And as you've probably seen from my plethora of bleach videos and bleach out videos, that I have dozens of formulas for getting almost the exact same look every time, which is like platinum blonde with a slight undertone of this or that. Either way, I feel like it's really important to have customized formulas for your clients. They know that they can't really get that in many other places, and it's just providing another level of care and detail for your client's needs. As you can see here, it's already processing so well. It's balancing her hair out and it looks so good. I can't wait for you guys to see the final result. This is what her hair looks like after it's been blow dried and straightened. And yeah, she's got a bunch of little flyaways. It's gonna happen. She has crazy thick hair. This is the thickest ponytail I think I've maybe ever worked with. It's so dense, but look at how beautiful her hair looks. There is a slight bit of that pearlescent tone still, but it's so much more balanced, so much more even, and I'm honestly quite happy with this. And again, as a note and a final reminder, how are we supposed to grow and hone our skills without experience and practice? Even if hairstylists decided all one day to stop doing risky hair services for clients who want these services, how would we ever just know how to do them better? You don't learn how to do something better without practice, without learning from your mistakes, and without learning to hone your skills better. If we all expect perfection out of imperfect people, we are flawed from the beginning and we are wrong from the start. And there's no hope for humanity if we can't expect that people can't get better. And I'm always striving to get better and healthier and honestly more efficient results each time. So if you guys have any ideas, drop them in the comments below and let me know. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and remember to like and subscribe on this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks guys, have a great day.